Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
Hello, everyone. I'm Alicia.
And I'm Nathan.
Welcome to episode 140 of Adventures and Mousecapades.
This week, we're going to highlight another one of our 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. Folks, we really appreciate all the reviews, all the downloads. Please go ahead, give us more 5-star reviews. I feel like a used car salesman right here, but hey, everybody else is doing it, so I'm going to do it too. Please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We will be sure to read your review on the air. Let's dive in. On the air. I've been accused of having an NPR voice, and being on the air, that phrase, I'm trying to just live into that.
We could do an NPR skit. We're not going to.
I think we're both thinking of the same one from SNL.
Yes, with Mr. Baldwin.
Mm-hmm. Moving on. So this is a 5-star review from Sam Gels or Gels. And I quote, "This is a very good podcast." Thanks, Sam. That was amazing. I loved it.
Thank you, Sam. We appreciate it.
Well, today, as we talked about last week, we're going to talk about the food that we had in Disneyland during our recent jaunt down there for D23. This was another reminder of how the food at the parks and resorts in California is just stunning.
It's so much better.
I'm sorry, Florida. It's way better in California.
We also really learned this trip that the two coastal different parks are supremely different in how they are run. It's almost animosity between the two.
Exactly.
We're better than you because we do this, or no, we're better than you because we do this.
Right.
I don't know if there is or not, but at times, from what is offered, it almost seems like that.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we have this really good system or this really idea or this really great way of doing things. And the other park is just like, no, it's your idea, so I'm not using it. Like, come on, folks. It's okay. It's okay. You can share ideas and share systems, but anyway.
I'm sure there's some other reason than that, but for some reason this trip, that just really stuck out to us. I don't know why.
It did.
Let's talk about food. So, disclaimer, please make sure you've had a snack before you listen to this episode, because this is a good one. Mm-hmm. And we're going to do a 5-star rating system for this. We can do half stars in this rating system, but just to run down the list here, 1 star, nope.
Not.
2 stars, not our cup of tea or coffee.
We don't drink coffee, so
not our cup of tea.
I mean, for me, coffee would be a 0.
Okay. All right. Not our cup of tea for 2 stars. 3 stars, middle of the road. Okay. Would have it again, but would not go out of our way for it.
Mm-hmm.
4 stars, pretty dang tasty and something we would like to enjoy again. 5 stars, made our taste buds supremely happy. Great flavors, great mix of flavors. We'll make it a point to order this again.
Yep. And if we both land on 5 stars, we're going to put this on our list of Disney favorites.
Yes.
What we do with that list, we're not sure yet, but I could imagine that we might post something somewhere. And hey, we're still trying to get our heads wrapped around how we're supposed to run this whole social media and
we are not good at socials
empire. No. So we'll figure this out.
We're not boomers, but we are for social media, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Magic Key Terrace was where we went for lunch over in Disney's California Adventure on our first day. This is open to Magic Key holders, which is the California version of the annual pass, and has a pretty decent selection of drinks and food. Although the food options are a little limited, like there's not a ton of options.
They're quite expensive.
Yes.
Even for Disney, I think. And we'll go over prices and everything too. Yeah.
So drinks, we had to get drinks. We had just gotten off the plane for the most part and made our way directly over to the parks, and this was our luncheon. Nathan, you had a Millionaire's Manhattan. It was $22. It consisted of Old Forester bourbon, McMurray Estate Pinot Noir, simple syrup, and charred cinnamon stick. What did you think of this?
I loved the cinnamon flavor in this. Just it added a little bit of a smoky, a little bit of a spice note to the old fashioned. It was really, really good. I quite enjoyed this one.
How many stars would you give this?
Well, we'll give it 4 stars. I don't need to go halvesies.
No halvesies on this one?
Pretty dang tasty. Something I would enjoy again if I was up there.
You also had a Mulholland Mule for $16.75, which was Jameson Irish whiskey and lime juice topped with ginger beer.
This was good. I love mules. I don't order them very often, but this was a hot day. It was really refreshing. I'm going to give this one, I'm going to actually go 4.5 on this one.
Okay.
Alicia, you had 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for $18.75. Obviously, this is a playoff of the roller coaster there in California Adventure, the Incredicoaster, which if you've been over by the launch, you've got Dash yelling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go as the launch happens. This was a Captain Morgan Original Spice Rum, Bowls Blue Curacao, coconut pineapple cream, and fresh lime juice concoction.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think?
This is pretty good. I'd say a 3 on this.
Okay.
I'm going to be pretty discerning with my drinks. I usually get the same type of stuff over and over and over again, just because I like fruitier flavors. I love rum. This was middle of the road for me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You also had a shipwreck, and this is a Bacardi rum, Gifford passion fruit liqueur, orgeat, coconut milk, and lime juice topped with Myers dark rum and aromatic bitters. Fancy.
And orgeat is a almond liqueur. This one I would give 4 stars. I think the almond and the passion fruit add a really nice sweeter flavor to it, but it wasn't overpowering.
Yeah.
And it had a nice little cinnamon stick on the top of it too. I think 4 stars for this one. It was good.
Nice. All right, let's talk about our food that we had here at Magic Key Terrace. You had the Route 66 fried chicken for $31. This is a fried Cornish hen with roasted garlic mashed potatoes, roasted seasonal vegetables, and a mushroom herb gravy. What you think?
I don't know. When I think fried chicken, I don't think Cornish hen. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just like they brought out a whole hen. And I'm like, whoa, okay. I have had this before when Sterling and I were here before. So this is the second time I've had this. The skin is nice and crispy. It's a great flavor. The chicken was nice and tender. It was and juicy, and it was hard to get off the bone. I am crap at getting chicken off of the bone. I just don't have the coordination for it or whatever. I don't like getting food on my hands. That's just this little thing that I have. So I did not like the mashed potatoes on this either. So I'd say this is a 3.5 for me.
Okay, that's fair.
Nathan, you had the San Francisco short rib for $35. This was white miso smashed edamame, carrot ginger puree, roasted edamame, bacon, pineapple togarashi gel, pickled ginger, green onions, and a teriyaki reduction. This looked really good.
This plating was stunning. And the food on the plate tasted so good. I enjoyed every bit of this meal. It just like the meat was perfect. It was just tender, just kind of falling apart. All of the flavors, the carrot ginger puree on top of the meat, especially because the meat had that teriyaki reduction on it. All of these flavors just went so well together. I really, really, really enjoyed it. No notes. It was fantastic. I'm going to give this 5. I would actually enjoy and make a point to go back here again to have this plate. It was really, really good.
I don't know that I'd get the chicken again because I've had it twice already and there are other things on the menu for me to try.
Now, the thing is there's not a ton of stuff on the menu. And that's kind of the one drawback to this location is that when you come to foods, you've got some soup, a Caesar salad, there's a charcuterie board, there's a flatbread, then you've got the short rib, Alicia's chicken, there's a roasted cauliflower vegetarian dish.
For dessert, there's only one dessert.
Right. A Silly Symphonies Tro sandwich.
This is a great little getaway area. Not great for food when there are so many other options in California Adventure that are just phenomenal.
Which is surprising when this is a restaurant that caters to your annual pass holders, to your Magic Key holders, to have something that isn't over the top and has a ton of options it's kind of surprising. But you know what? We'll go back because I would definitely have that short rib again.
Awesome. Well, that was a reservation only place. And next we did quick service at Bengal Barbecue, which is quick service at Disneyland Park over in Adventureland, kind of across from the Jungle Cruise and Indiana Jones rides. Their little quip is tear into some toothsome jungle skewers at this quick service stand featuring spicy or sweet beef, chicken, bacon-wrapped asparagus, or fresh vegetables.
We both got the Bengal rice plate for $18.99. And with this, you get a choice of 2 regular skewers with a rice and citrus miso slaw. I couldn't remember which of these skewers I loved the most. It's down between the beef and the chicken. And so I got both. I really thought it was the chicken because it's a Polynesian kind of teriyaki glaze. And it was good. Now, Alicia got both the beef and the chicken for her 2 skewers. And it made me realize it's the Bengal beef. The sweet Zulu sauce. Is phenomenal.
Yeah, I wish they were a little more descriptive on what the types of sauces were, because when I think Polynesian sauce, I just think teriyaki. That may be wrong on my account, but that's what I think of.
Yep.
The Polynesian sauce is kind of more of a sweet and sour type sauce. The Bengal beef, they also have a banyan beef, but that's spicy. But I got the Bengal beef, which is a sweet Zulu sauce. I got the Bengal beef and the chieftain chicken for my 2 skewers.
And the sweet and sour of the Polynesian sauce is good, but I will run people over to get the Zulu sauce with the beef. That's really phenomenal. The
beef was cooked very well on this, I thought. I gave you a bite of mine, I think.
Yes, thank you.
The chicken was a little dry for my skewer. I don't know if it was for yours or not.
Yeah.
And remember, this is a quick service, so not stellar, but we've gone to Bengal Barbecue a couple times because it's good, it's easy, and fast. And
it's a solid choice. There are a lot of options for you and for your quick service food all around Disneyland. And we didn't want to have, a burger or chicken fingers or some of the other stuff. This is a good option for somebody who's looking to have a little bit something different from what you normally expect to be park food. And I had 2 of the chicken. I'm going to go 3.5 stars. I think if I had 2 of the beef, I would be 4 or 4 plus. I will definitely go back to get the beef. I would have the chicken again, but if I had a choice, I wouldn't.
I think it's 4 stars for me just because this is a solid quick service choice for us.
Yeah.
It gets our protein in. I did not try the citrus miso slaw at all. I am not a slaw person. I do not like cabbage at all.
+1.
Yeah, but the rice was cooked very well. It wasn't too mushy. It wasn't hard. Nicely cooked and paired well with the protein.
Indeed. Next up, you had a tropical pineapple coconut float. What'd you think of that guy?
Over at Tropical Hideaway, which is behind the Tiki Room, kind of in between the Tiki Room and Jungle Cruise, they had a special Pixar Fest pineapple coconut float for $9.29. It had blue Dole pineapple coconut juice topped with Dole Whip pineapple soft serve, strawberry lava, and a gummy turtle. This was very good. It was extremely sweet. I'm going to do 4.5 stars for this. I would get it again. It was extremely tasty. I loved the coconut and the pineapple and the strawberry mixed together. It was very good. We got to take this into the tiki room too, so that was quite nice.
Indeed. I took a little bit of a hike over by the castle and got a churro.
What?
5 stars. just 5 stars.
Not surprising.
My churro did not make it into the tiki room.
The next morning, we had breakfast in the park with Minnie and friends at the Plaza Inn, which is in Disneyland Park at the end of Main Street, USA.
This is a fantastic breakfast. It is a standard Disney buffet breakfast. It is expensive for a buffet, but I think more of what you're getting is access to characters as they come around to you or have a little meet and greet there with Minnie. No notes. I love these. You get mini waffles here. Mm-hmm. A pro tip here would be to get yourself your eggs from the omelet bar rather than having the scrambled that are pre-made, we'll say. This is something we do often. I think it's more for the characters than it is for the food, at least from my perspective. Man, it's hard to disambiguate the character experience from the food. Mm. I'm going to give the food, for me, 3.5. Mm-hmm. I think the whole package is a 5. That's just me. Alicia, what are your thoughts?
Pricing for this is adults $50, kids 3 through 9 $30. And what they have here is made to order omelets, scrambled eggs, sausage, bacon, breakfast potatoes, biscuits and gravy, French toast, mini waffles, and then assorted cereals, a bunch of different pastries, variety of muffins, croissants, danishes, and fruit. For me, food-wise, I'm going to agree with you. I think this is like 3.5 stars. Characters, with the characters, I think I'll do 4.5.
I love all the characters. It's just...
I do too.
I got to see Eeyore. That was...
Yes, that was pretty awesome.
Definitely bumped it up 0.5 star for me.
On to the next. When we were at the Magic Key Terrace, there was smells coming from the restaurant below us that caused us to basically get a reservation for that restaurant because it smelled so good.
Yes.
I'm talking about Wine Country Trattoria. This is a casual dining at Disney's California Adventure. It is located in the Performance Corridor area, which is kind of between Cars Land and San Francisco.
This is literally underneath the Magic Key Terrace, which is where we were the day before. And the number one reason that we looked at each other and said we need to find a reservation is the smell of the spaghetti bolognese. Mm-hmm. Because
it smelled amazing.
Oh my gosh. I had the Trattoria Old Fashioned for $18.50. This is bullet rye bourbon, rosemary reduction, bitters, and club soda. This is a little bit lighter and more effervescent, if you will, than your traditional old-fashioned. And I actually really enjoyed it. I think the rosemary was a note that I don't necessarily remember tasting it as much, but the aroma of having that sprig of rosemary, right under your nose as you're taking a sip was really quite enjoyable. I loved all the flavors coming together with this one. 4.5 for me.
Nice. I did not have a drink because I had a little bit of a headache, and putting alcohol in me when I have a headache, not a good idea.
Indeed.
I had caffeine instead.
So on to food. We sampled the pull-apart cheese bread for $11. This is a sun-dried tomato focaccia with whipped herb ricotta, mozzarella, tomato coulis, and micro herbs. This bread looked amazing, smelled fantastic, and was pretty damn tasty, if I don't say so. And I do say so, so there.
Just the balance of tastes on this was really good. What are your stars on this one, Nathan?
This is a 5.
This is a 5-star for me as well.
My only regret is that we had kind of a later breakfast. Mm-hmm. This was kind of an earlier, at least for us, relatively speaking, lunch.
Yeah.
And we weren't really hungry, but wanted to have these flavors and tastes in our mouths. And this was our chance to do it before everything else that we had planned for the weekend. And we didn't want to eat too much because, as we'll get to here in a little bit, we had Club 33 dinner that night.
Yes.
So I think I only had like a piece and a half of the bread. My trainer will be really upset. I could have had a lot more of this.
This was not a small chunk of bread either.
No.
This was quite a large piece of bread. I think there were 6 different triangle slices, kind of sliced like a pizza.
It comes out like a 6
pull-apart.
or 8 inch like muffin kind of looking thing. It's fantastic. 5 stars. Yep. This is a Disney fave for sure.
Yes, this is a Disney fave for sure. I think if we had more people, we would have been able to devour it. I don't know if just 2 of us could have finished that thing anyway, unless we were just having the appetizer.
Right. If we had skipped breakfast and come to this for lunch, that probably would have gone away.
Yeah. And for the meal, Nathan, you had spaghetti bolognese, which is $22. And did you add a meatball?
I did add the meatball.
You added a meatball for $7. This is a rich ragu of beef, Italian sausage, vegetables, and seasonings.
This was really good. I will note, though, the smell was better than the taste. It's definitely theme park pasta. The sauce, I would have enjoyed it being a little thicker. The meatballs were fantastic. I know it says add a meatball for $7. I got 2. And I didn't pay $14. They just put 2 on the plate. I left wanting more.
Like more from it, not
more from it.
to eat.
Exactly. I didn't finish this. I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Okay.
I want to try this again. I don't know if it was an off day or something. The way it smells is much more rich and intense. And it was just a little thin in the taste department.
And I had the chicken parmesan for $29. It's breaded and fried chicken breast with marinara and mozzarella served over spaghetti. I will start this off with, I am extremely spoiled by the Palo chicken parmesan on any of the Disney cruise ships because that is the North Star for chicken parmesan for me. And when I ordered this, I thought to myself, Alicia, this probably isn't the best thing for you to order since you love the Palo chicken parmesan. This was okay. I am going to give this 3 stars. Middle of the road. The pasta, like yours, Nathan, was overcooked, a little bit waterlogged, kind of. I don't know how to say it other than that. It's just like,
no, that is the best description of it. It was overcooked and waterlogged. Yep.
Yeah. The chicken was dry. I wanted more cheese on it, although just looking at it, there's a crap ton of cheese on there, but I don't know, I just wanted more.
It doesn't look as baked. The cheese doesn't look as baked as what we get at Apollo.
That may have been it. It's very white and not like toasted on the top.
Right.
Do I say 3 stars? I don't know that I would get this again. So I don't think that would be 3 stars. Now, the reason I wouldn't get this again is because of Palo's chicken parm. So I think it's a perfectly adequate chicken parmesan. Like I said, I am spoiled.
That sounds like a 3. If you were in the situation, and this was one of the only things that looked good to you on the menu, you'd get it again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would.
You wouldn't avoid it.
I wouldn't avoid it. True. Okay. 3 stars.
Yeah. Cool. We're there. There's a bunch of stuff on this menu that I wouldn't mind trying though.
Yeah.
They have a salmon. They have a ribeye steak. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that's on this menu that I want to try this restaurant again. I really want to try the spaghetti again. The ribeye is making my mouth water just looking at it.
Also, they have a frozen limoncello on the cocktail menu.
Yes. That was delightful. The frozen limoncello is a Magliette limoncello. I pronounced that wrong. I apologize to all those who know Italian. Sweet and sour and lemonade for $20.75. And I got this as a roadie. I thoroughly enjoyed this. This was a welcome West Coast version, a little bit more upscaled and fancy of the frozen limoncello margaritas that we love to get from the carts over in Italy and Epcot during festival seasons. The 5 stars. I loved this limoncello.
On to our fancy dinner number 1.
Yes.
Club 33, which is an exclusive restaurant within Disneyland. You have to either be a member or know somebody who is a member or know somebody who knows somebody as a member. In our case, Le Grand Salon Dinner is a 4-course menu for $150 per person. You can do wine pairing. That will bring it up to $245 per person.
Alicia did not do the wine pairing because she's not a huge wine drinker.
Nope.
I did though, and yeah, this is Remy on land. This is 1 or 2 fewer courses, but this is Remy, a kind of experience, and just yeah.
This was kind of a really neat experience because we got to sit on the balcony, which we've never done before, and I don't know if they normally have balcony seating out there. It sounded like from our contact, they're like, oh, I didn't know they did that. So maybe it was just time of year because of what was going on. They wanted to allow more people, more seating in there. So
with D23 going on.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and we had a 7:30 dinner reservation right after our entree was done. We got to enjoy Fantasmic kind of through the trees there. It was a lovely, lovely evening.
Yeah.
I started it off with an old-fashioned, as I do. I love 33's old-fashions. I love everything at 33. Their old-fashioned was absolutely fantastic. This is a 5-star for me. I will get this old-fashioned every chance I get to be in Club 33.
We did not take a picture of the drink menu, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I had something quite strong, and it had bullet bourbon in it along with some other things. I remember that the name of it had something to do with the person who started the drink saying he could only have one of these because if he had more, he'd end up falling down or something like that. I don't know. This was extremely strong. It was very good too. I'd say 4.5 stars for this one for me.
Excellent. Our first course, we both had the tempura fried zucchini blossom, which included goat cheese Gouda and an artichoke ratatouille. My accompaniment from the wine pairing menu was a sparkling aviatrix by Heidi Barrett, excuse me. It's a Blanc de Noir from Napa Valley, 2016 vintage. And Alicia, I think you got a glass of this too, right?
Yeah, she poured one for me. Our server did. It was awesome.
Yeah. This appetizer was really quite good.
Mm-hmm.
All the textures going on, the flavors were amazing. The Gouda is, it's a strong cheese. It brings a lot to the party in terms of flavor. I loved every bite I had of this thing.
Ditto. This was a 5-star for me.
Yep. 100%.
5-star for you too? Wow.
5-star
It's a
for
Disney
me too.
fave. Ooh.
Disney fave. Look, Club 33 is a Disney fave, okay? Just
yes, true. So I love tempura batter. I don't know what it is about it, but I just love it. And having zucchini in tempura was just a happy place. The artichoke ratatouille, like you said, Nathan, just the flavors, the pairing of everything together with this went phenomenally. And the sparkling drink we had with this was just great.
it's a sparkling white wine. It's a champagne from California. I mean,
okay.
Let's be honest, it's not champagne because it's not from the Champagne region of France. It's a sparkling drink.
Yeah.
It was really good. Nice and crisp, not too sweet. I think it went really well with the course, which is ironically enough why they paired it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's almost like they know what they're doing.
Our second course was pan-fried Sonoma quail, which had apricot, honey, coulis, and almond.
My wine pairing was a Pinot Noir from Racine, Chateau Rita Cuvée. I'm getting it's from the hills in Northern California. It was a 2020 vintage. This dish, the quail was perfect.
It was.
I loved the sweetness from the apricot and the honey. No notes.
No, this was a 5-star for me right off the bat.
ditto that. 5 stars for sure.
For entrees, Nathan, you had the petite beef tenderloin, braised beef cheek, spring onion, potato puree. And the drink you had with this was a Cabernet Sauvignon blend, a Chateau Belgrave Pauillac Bordeaux France 2016.
I'm so glad you said that.
I'm sure I mispronounced something there. That's okay.
Well, you sounded great.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
What did you think of this tenderloin, Nathan?
It's phenomenal. Like, just, this was amazing. It just fell apart in your mouth. The flavors were intense and robust and smooth and enjoyable. And no notes. It was just so good. And the wine pairing was phenomenal. Just all the flavors in my mouth were amazing. The potato onion puree was,
5 stars, I'm guessing?
Yeah. Duh. 5 stars. Yeah.
Just making sure.
Oh, yeah. Alicia, you had a Berkshire porchetta with a Roman semolina gnocchi and a sauce verte.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think of this plate?
This wasn't my favorite. It was good. It tasted good, but I should have gotten the tenderloin because I know I love steak. This was, I don't know what the preparation was. It was kind of like rolled in something, like the meat was rolled up, so it had a layer of green in it as well. It was a pretty good taste, just not, I think, what I was looking for that evening. I'd say this is probably a 3.5 for me. The flavors went very well together. This is more of I just wasn't quite wanting this.
You weren't feeling it
thought
this night.
I was.
Yeah.
The asparagus was great. The gnocchi potato, I don't know what that was. It was a little dry. I'm getting a lot of dry stuff, but it had good flavor to it. So yeah, I'd say 3.5 for me.
Okay. After Phantasmic, we had our finale. For me, I had a key lime icebox cake with marinated raspberry and a coconut accent. This was paired with a late harvest Voinier from Paul Latto, Dream Factory, from Santa Maria Valley in California, a 2023 vintage.
A 2013 vintage.
That's what I meant to say, indeed.
I think it's Paul Iato.
Sure. Perfect. I'm doing really well with with actually reading today. Anyhow, this was so good. I don't necessarily always love fruit tastes, but the raspberry was just fantastic. Just the glaze. I stayed away from the whole raspberries that were with it. I did enjoy the glaze with the key lime icebox cake. It was definitely fresh key limes that had that punch you in the mouth kind of intensity, tartness, but sweetness at the same time from this dish. Yeah, I loved it. It was great. It was fantastic. I'm going to give this 4 stars.
I had the warm dark chocolate bouchon cake with praline pecans, ice cream, and salted caramel. This was very good. It was a nice, rich, chocolatey taste, which was what I needed. The ice cream was good. Just the balance of the flavors on this was all very, very good. I'd say 4.5 stars for me for this one.
Yeah, I still think overall this was a 5-star meal.
Yes.
Just the ambiance, the service, the company.
The service was great. So the drink that you had with this, she gave to me too.
Yeah.
That's 3 drinks for me. And the first one was really strong. And I had to stop. I'm like, I can tell I'm getting a bit dizzy. This is not smart for me to continue drinking this, even though it tasted really good.
Well, this is how they sell merch at the
end of
the meal.
No, they didn't have to butter me up for that. I would have done that anyway.
This was 5 stars. I can't wait to be able to go back again, hopefully someday. All right, let's move on. We did have kind of a late lunch at the Palm Breeze Bar at the Disneyland Hotel. We ran into the Palm Breeze Bar previously on, I think, our first visit to the villas at Disneyland Hotel. And the Palm Breeze Bar, I think, was just opening, I think, that week. Love this place. More specifically, loved the Oaxacan Old Fashioned. This is a $25 pour of illegal mezcal. That's a brand. It's not actually illegal. Agave nectar and grapefruit bitters. This is old-fashioned-ish. It is completely clear. It is amazing. It is smoky. It is just a delight. Love this thing. This is 5 stars. Get this, get this, get this.
We hit the Palm Breeze Bar a couple times, so I pulled all of our stuff into this one little thing. Okay. Nathan got the same thing to eat both times.
Yes.
For drink, I had the 5550, which is Selva coconut rum, frozen coconut puree, peach juice, and mint. This is delicious to me. I love this. This is a 5-star thing. It is a drink that I will get many times when we are there. It's a frozen drink, obviously, because the frozen coconut puree. One of the interesting things is I had gotten through maybe about 3/4 of the drink, and the server came by, and she's like, "Oh, it's melted. Let me get you a new one."
Yes.
Like, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Thank you. It's pretty awesome. For food, I am a creature of comfort and habit. I get the cheesy grilled cheese off the kids menu. This has American cheese, although I swear they have a different type of cheese in there as well. On a toasted brioche bread with seasoned French fries or fresh fruit, except I have them sub out for house-made potato chips. And it is an exceptionally brown plate, but it is so good. The bread is toasted to perfection, buttered on both sides, lots of cheese, perfectly melted. It's not just American cheese. There's something in there that has a little bit of a kick into it. No notes, 5 stars.
5 stars. All right.
Yeah.
This go around, I had the cheeseburger sliders from the kids menu, which is American cheese, seasoned French fries, or fresh fruit. These are very good. I would get this again. This is I think this is a 3.5.
Okay. And then the second time we went, obviously not the same day, but we're going to group these things in. You had the grilled chicken breast for $12 that included brown rice and fruit.
Yes. So this I'd say is 3 stars. The chicken was dry. The rice was kind of dry as well. It's good to have the protein and the brown rice.
Yeah.
Sterling has had this before when we've gone, and I've tried bits of his before, and it was like very good. It was cooked very well before. So I'm going to give it 3 stars. I'll try it again just to see if they can redeem themselves.
Fair enough.
I will say I didn't get it this time because I wasn't that hungry, but they have a 4-cheese pizza here that is 5 stars for me. It is so good, but it is a lot of food, and I just could not eat a lot. So yeah.
Good for recommendations though.
Yes. We also hit Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar a couple of times, just from like on the way back to the hotel from the parks. And one time we actually rope dropped it as well.
Yes.
For drinks, I had the Piranha Pool, which is Stoli strawberry vodka blended with pineapple juice, cream of coconut, strawberry puree, and blue curacao. This, I would say, is a 4.5 for me. I love the tropical fruit flavors and just sweet drinks.
You also had a tiki rum, which is Pirate XO Reserve rum, cream of coconut, and juices of pineapple and orange dusted with cinnamon and nutmeg. That sounds really good.
This is a 5-star for me. I love this drink. It's a very sweet drink, but I think just the coconut adds a really nice creaminess to it, and the cinnamon and nutmeg add a nice little unexpected spice to it. 5 for me.
You also, in all of our travels to Trader Sam's,
lush. Oh
had
my gosh.
one more. You had the Krakatoa Punch. This is Sailor Jerry Spice Rum, Pirate XO Reserve Rum, Orgeat, again, almond syrup, Sam's Gorilla Grog, Hibiscus Grenadine. Lots of stuff in there.
Yes. This one I'd say 3.5 stars. Not quite the same flavors that I enjoy. It's okay. I don't know that I would get this one again. I think this is maybe the second or third time that I've had one of these. And there's just other things on the menu that I enjoy more.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Nathan, you had a Mosquito Mojito, which is Bacardi, Dragonberry rum, agave nectar. How do I say this? Falernum?
Sure.
Okay. Mint and fresh lime juice topped with soda water.
This is a good mojito. I had 2 of these, not at the same time, but across our couple visits that we had to Trader Sam's, I had one of these each time. So there again, obviously, it's one of the things that I will go to. I'm actually going to give the first one I had a 3.5, and the second one I had was a 4. The 3.5, the first day that we were there, it was a tick over muddled, and those mint leaves were starting to give off a little bit more bitters than mint and sweetness. The second one I had when we rope dropped the Enchanted Tiki Bar. Yeah, we rope dropped a bar because it's us, was absolutely fantastic. So I think this is a 4-star drink. I think they typically know how to make a mojito. And I think just being over muddled is just an aberration. It's not a thing to worry about. I will say that, interestingly enough, I was talking to our server the first time we were there and sitting outside, and kind of mentioned nothing else was really calling my name, but the mojito, like I didn't want to have another one of those. And they said, "Oh, well, would you like a Navy grog?" And I said, what's that? And it's 3 different types of rum, grapefruit juice, honey, and club soda. And I said, "Yes, please." And that was phenomenal. And that was strong. That was a
very
head
strong.
pour.
Yes.
I did not finish that drink. We actually we brought this, and I think another drink that Alicia, you were working on,
tiki rum. Yeah.
We brought it back to the room with the intentions of finishing it later and threw it in the refrigerator, and we never got a chance to get back to them. But
about half of mine. But yeah.
They were good. I'm gonna give the Navy grog a 4. Yeah, it's a 4-star for me.
Awesome. Food-wise, we both had the Hawaiian platter the first time, which is a choice of braised Kalbi beef short rib or teriyaki chicken thigh, served with steamed jasmine rice, stir-fried vegetables, steamed baby bok choy, and sweet teriyaki glaze. I think we both had the chicken. Mm-hmm. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes. It was good. Wasn't great.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 3.
Okay.
There's not a ton on this menu that really calls to me on the food side. So it is what I got. And I'm going to, 3 stars, I think.
You said the one you got inside was much better.
It was. I think they were just probably more slammed when we were there later in the afternoon. Yeah. And when we rope dropped, they just had a little bit more time to pay attention and to nail things because they weren't busy yet.
Yeah. I'm going to give that a 3.5 stars. I liked that it was chicken thigh, so it's dark meat, and I thought it went well with stuff.
Yeah.
The next time we were there, I had the poo-poo platter for $26. It is pork gyoza, shrimp tempura, tempura battered green beans, and togarashi chicken wings served with togarashi aioli. I liked having just a whole bunch of the different ones there, different flavors, different tastes. The chicken wings were a little spicy. I guess that's the togarashi.
And you love tempura. We just went over that earlier.
Yeah.
So.
The tempura battered green beans were delicious. I really liked those. And I think you can get those just by themselves too. Like you can have an appetizer with the tempura battered green beans. The shrimp tempura was a little mushy. I don't know how to say it. Other than that, I wasn't too happy with that. The pork gyoza was very good. I'd say this is a solid 3.5 stars too.
Alrighty then.
After the Legends ceremony on Sunday for D23, we had made reservations at Hearthstone Lounge, which is at Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa. Made later reservations because we knew we wanted food.
Yes.
And this one had reservations for, I think it was 9 o'clock at night. And I'm very glad that we went here.
Yes. This turned into not just an epic food experience, but An epic experience all up.
Just all up. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, as we talked about on last week's episode, after we had our meal and we're kind of finishing up, Joe Rohde, newly inducted into the Disney Legends universe, he walked in and we got to meet him and we bought him a drink and wow.
It was awesome. And the food was really good too. So.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
So I started off, I know you're going to be shocked by this based on everything else, with the Hearthstone Old Fashioned for $19. This was Mitcher's Small Batch Bourbon, Luxardo Maraschino Liqueur, Hickory Smoke, Angostura Bitters, and a lot of amazing flavors and tastes. This was fantastic. 5 stars. We'll have again.
5 stars. All right.
Alicia, what did you have?
I had something called the Meadow Punch. It was $18.75. This had Zacapa 23-year Solera rum, which is delicious just even by itself, hibiscus liqueur, Earl Grey tea, and elderflower syrup with lemon. This was a very complex cocktail. Just so many tastes in it. It was definitely a sipping type drink, not one I could just down. And I think that's just because it was so complex in taste. It was very good, though. I think I'd give this a 4. I would get it again, but I would I would have to want that taste.
Yeah. Okay. For my dinner, I had the short rib lasagna for $36.
That sounds so good.
Oh my gosh. It was incredible. This was spinach pasta dough, braised beef short rib, bechamel, a trio of cheeses, mascarpone, and a tomato ragu. Oh my God, y'all. Like, my mouth just turned into a swimming pool just thinking about this dish. It was so good. This was one of the best lasagnas I've ever had. 5 stars. Alicia didn't have it, but this is going on the Disney faves list. This was incredible.
Because I'd say 5 stars. Yeah, okay. I had the truffle mac and cheese for $24, which is fresh elbow macaroni, black truffle, and cheddar cheese sauce. There is an option to add protein to this if you wanted. I didn't. I just wanted the pasta, and this was absolutely delicious. I give this 4 stars, and I think if I had added protein, I may have bumped it up to 5 possibly, but 4 stars for this one. It was good.
Everything at this restaurant is amazing. The drink menu is fantastic. It's quite extensive. There aren't a ton of options for entrees, but I tell you what, like, they're all bangers. There's a bunch of shares and starters. There's sandwiches and salads. For entrees, there's a portobello mushroom, the truffle mac and cheese Alicia had, the short rib lasagna that I had, a Pacific sea bass, a slow roasted prime rib, and there's a prime New York steak. And the prime New York steak has a hickory molasses glaze.
Ooh.
Like, we will be really going back to Hearthstone for sure.
Something interesting to note is there is always availability for this restaurant.
Blows my mind.
Always. And I don't know if people just think of it because it's a lounge, they think it doesn't have entrees and food. It most definitely does. And it is delicious. We also had dessert while we were here.
I had a cookie butter creme brulee for $15. This is a vanilla creme brulee, chantilly cream, and a cookie butter biscotti. This was light and delicious and fantastic. I loved this dessert. I'm going to go 4.5 on it. I think it potentially could have been a 5 if the biscotti was on point.
I had the chocolate cheesecake for $15. I'm going to mispronounce this. Guanaja cheesecake, something like that.
Sure.
Dark chocolate ganache, chocolate crunch topping, chocolate deco chip, orange sauce, and macerated raspberries. This was decadent. This was very rich. I could not finish this because it was so rich and I was full. But this was delicious. This is a 4.5 for me.
I think we will be absolutely making a point to go back to this restaurant. This is a new favorite of ours.
I'm glad we found this.
100%. Totally
This
agreed.
and one of the other ones later too.
Yes. Yes.
We also hit one of our favorites for breakfast, which is the Pim Test Kitchen.
Not the same night, though.
No. Yeah, we're just going wherever here.
Yeah.
Different day, different meal, Pim Test Kitchen in Disney's California Adventure over at the Avengers campus.
I started off with a beer mimosa because why not? This is so amazing. Y'all, it's probably one of those things that you go, wait, what? That does not sound good. I tell you what, it's amazingly good. Like the beer they use is a little bit hoppy. It's not super filtered. There's a lot going on with it, and the orange juice in there with it is just a fantastic combination. We'll get this every time. It's a wheat ale with Minute Maid orange juice. This is the way to start your day. I'm going to give this 4.5 stars.
Okay.
Can't be throwing out 5s left and right. We got to have some standards.
I'm very stingy with my 5s.
Yeah.
And the beer mimosa was $15 for those who want to know the price. I also had alcohol for breakfast, but I did not have beer mimosa. I had a Boulevard Brewing Co. Pineapple Orange Whip Hard Seltzer for $15. It's pineapple, vanilla, and orange, and whatever hard stuff they make it alcoholic with. It didn't really say. This was very good. It was sweet. It wasn't too sweet. And of course, it had the carbonation because it was a seltzer. I'm going to give this a 4. I'd get it again, but it's not a every time because alcohol and yeah.
This is why I didn't give the beer mimosa a 5. If we're at Pim's for breakfast, I'm absolutely having a beer mimosa, but I'm not going to say, hey, I want to go to Pim's because I need a beer mimosa. That's going to be the difference to me between a 4 or a 4.5 and a 5.
Yep.
Yeah. So we both had the Cinepim toast, and this is version 2.0 of the Cinepim toast. They have changed it from what it used to be. And dear listener, I think it's for the better. This $12.99 breakfast is a gigantic piece of challah French toast, smoked bacon, and has maple syrup and blueberry flavored popping spheres there in the syrup, which I will be honest, I took out of the syrup because I was not going to have them.
As did I.
Yeah. Now, the French toast, it's a double loaf of bread, basically 2 loaves of bread side by side that they're just baked as a giant loaf. It's huge. It's thick. It tastes amazing. Well done. The old French toast at Pim's was these sticks. I didn't get enough of it. This is just way better.
I thought the old French toast was just a smaller piece and it had like different colors running through it. Yeah, it was
right.
okay. It was okay. Now there's the kids' French toast too. That is the sticks.
Okay, that may be what I'm thinking of.
If I had known that this French toast would be so huge, I would only have gotten one of these.
Yeah,
I made our order based on previous trips where it was a different Cinepim's French toast. So now we know we only need one for 2 people. Nathan, what would you rate this?
I'm going to give it a 4.
I agree with that.
Good solid 4. We also got a kids breakfast on the side because we wanted some eggs. We got the Nano Eggs Spearmint 101, which was $8.99. It had some eggs, a little bit of scrambled eggs. It had turkey bacon. No, thank you. It came with a small bottle of water and I think an orange or something else.
They're called cuties.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. I knew that.
And a piece of bread.
Yeah, a piece of focaccia. Like, meh.
Yeah.
I wanted the eggs. This was $9 for some eggs for me.
Yeah.
3.
A 3. I agree. I wish you could just get a side of eggs here. You can't. So this is how we got our eggs.
The next meal we have to talk about more than made up for this, because that evening we were back over at the Grand Californian for dinner at Napa Rose. Napa Rose is a signature restaurant there in the Grand Californian Hotel and Spa. It is a Vinter's Table menu that you have available. It was summer in wine country. This is a 4-course prefix meal for $150, and you could add a flight of 4 wines for $90. Now, there's also an a la carte menu. Everything looks absolutely amazing. Just the setting, the room is gorgeous. It's an open kitchen that you can see right into. It has probably the largest vent hood I have ever seen in a kitchen. It is impressive. This place was amazing. Just from an ambiance perspective. And when you get seated at your table, they leave you the wine list. It's a book, y'all. It's a inch thick book that thuds down on the table. This place is a dream.
They're serious about their wines.
Yeah.
This is a signature dining experience in Disneyland Resort area. So that means you want to dress a little nicer for this. There's a dress code for the signature restaurants. And this was a later evening for us as well. We both got the 4-course prefix menu. Nathan got the flight of 4 wines with his.
I did.
Nathan, you started with an old-fashioned, didn't you?
I did. And this was off menu. It's not on their cocktail menu, which honestly is probably the one and only surprising thing that I have with this restaurant. There is not an old fashioned carved out on their main cocktail menu. That said, it's a full service bar. I invited the bartender to make his version of an old fashioned. I don't know what was in it, but it was fantastic. And it had a very fancy ice cube in it. So there's kind of a logo design that was on the ice cube. I very much appreciated it and the drink.
And I had something called the Napa Passion, which was $18.75. It was X-Fusion, Parrot Bay rum, pineapple juice, and strawberry puree. This was a nice drink, not too sweet. What would I say for this? Probably a 4 for this one.
I'm going to go 4.5 with my old fashioned.
Okay.
We both did the prefix menu, and our first course was varied. We were sampling lots of different things here. I had the sautéed diver scallop with an avocado relish and sun gold tomato espuma. This was paired with a Grigich Hills Sauvignon Blanc, which is skin fermented, a white wine from the Napa Valley, and it was a 2020 vintage. I am not necessarily always a fan of scallop. It is not something that I tend to order if given the chance, but given the prefix menu, this is what I wanted to have because the other option was a strawberry lime dusted Alaskan salmon, and we all know how much strawberries agree with me. So the scallop it was, and I was quite surprised. It's been a long time since I've had scallops, and this was really quite superb. It wasn't an overpowering taste. All of the flavors from the avocado relish and the tomato espuma it was just a fantastic light dish. It wasn't overly seafoody. I really like this. I'm going to go 4.5.
Awesome.
Alicia, you did have the strawberry lime dusted Alaskan salmon that included a corn cucumber relish. What'd you think?
This was devoured. This was very good. The dusting on the top, the strawberry lime dust on top, definitely had a strawberry taste to it. So I know Nathan would not have liked it. I think I gave him a piece of salmon without that on there, though.
You did.
And it was, this was cooked to perfection. So I don't know the right wording for cooking salmon, but it was not done in the middle and done on the outside.
There you go.
Sure. I don't cook fish, so I don't know.
It was seared.
It was seared. The taste was just amazing. The pairings of the strawberry lime dust on top and then whatever it was on the bottom of it, the corn cucumber relish, it just tasted absolutely delicious. This was very good. I give this 5 stars, actually.
Excellent.
And I should note, we had a bread service that came along with this as well, which came before our appetizers. And this was another piece of bread that was just phenomenal.
So
it was
good.
garlic sourdough.
Yeah.
And when they say garlic, they mean garlic. There were just cloves inside the bread when you pulled it apart, and it looked like a humongous muffin.
Yep. It was so good. So good.
That bread was 5 stars for me.
Yeah, I will +1 that. Not 6. Just agreeing. Our second course, I had a duck confit torchon with Matsumoto peach and arugula salad. This was fantastic. Duck confit can be good and it can be a little I devoured everything that was on my plate from this one. It was great. It was paired with a Manicore Merlot. It was from Italy. I'm not going to murder the rest of the Italian that we wrote down, but rest assured, it was from Italy. It was another 2020 vintage. I thoroughly enjoyed this course. 5 stars from me.
I had the burrata raviolo caprese with summer tomato sauce and fresh basil. I wished there was more of this, just all the taste together. I love burrata. I know not everybody likes burrata, but I absolutely adore it. And it was kind of like melted over the top of it. Usually when you get burrata, it's like just that piece.
Yeah.
But this was melted over the top and it was delicious. I say 5 stars for this.
Awesome. For the entree course, both of us had the American Buffalo Bracciola, which had a basil pistou, chanterelles, and a raspberry kind of garnish on there. The basil pistou was, imagine you have a meat that is relatively thin, maybe a 1/2 inch thick. It is covered in this basil pistou, and then it's rolled up. And so you're served kind of like several little mini cinnamon bun kind of looking things that are meat.
It's a Swiss roll.
It's a Swiss roll. Yeah, exactly. I thought the meat was exquisite. I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of all of the basil. I thought it was a little overpowering for me. I'm going to go 3.5 on this one. It was still good. Like, I really enjoyed the plate, but I would probably look forward to other options being included if we were there back.
Yeah.
Again,
I'm going to give this one a 3. This was okay for me. I've had buffalo before. It's not my favorite meat. Based on the other options for entrees, this was the only thing that I would eat.
Yeah.
And so that's why I got it. If offered it again, I would not do this. I'd go for the a la carte menu.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't a taste I would want to get again, though.
It wasn't great.
Yeah.
My entree course was paired with a Small Vines Pinot Noir from the Sonoma Coast. This was a 2019. Loved it. For dessert, we also copied each other, and we both had Namalaka Chocolate Cloud, which had caramel and a toasted marshmallow on top. And then we both enjoyed a glass of the Sandeman 20-year Tawny Port from Douro in Portugal. This was amazing.
This is a 5 for me.
This is a 5 for
Both
me.
of them.
Yeah. The port was probably one of the best ports I've had, and we've had some amazing stuff that we have really enjoyed. Loved it. Sandeman 20.
We asked our server, whose name was Mickey, by the way.
Yes.
We asked him if he could bring the bottle back out so we could take a picture of it, because we will be getting this for sure. This dessert, however, was amazing. The balance of flavors between the caramel, the chocolate, and the marshmallow were perfection.
Yes.
The marshmallow on top kind of almost had a meringue quality to it.
Yeah.
So you could kind of get there's the grittiness of the sugar in there, which I really enjoyed.
This was a great meal. Loved it. We will absolutely be back. Now, this is an expensive place to eat.
Yes.
But no complaints. I just am continually impressed with the offerings at Disneyland and specifically at the Grand Californian. We will pretty much always be walking over from the Disneyland Hotel. It's worth the walk.
Yeah, it's not that far.
No.
You said 5 stars for this?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a Disney fave.
Yes, absolutely.
For sure. All right. Next, we have breakfast the following day, and we both did something very quick service on this. We happened to be in Mickey's Toontown because I think Nathan wanted to go through the regular queue of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Yep.
I did, yeah. Absolutely loved being able to go through that full queue. I wish that queue is what we had in Florida, but it is not. Mm-hmm. Alicia, you grabbed some donuts from Cafe Daisy there in Toontown. These were Daisy's Goody Goody donuts for $6.49. They are a house-made mini blueberry donut with an icing drizzle and crunchy cereal.
Mm-hmm. I think it was like Fruity Pebbles on it or something like that. These are quite good. I wanted something sweet. Nathan was going for something savory, and right then I felt like I needed something sweet, so I just got this. I believe that Daisy's donuts are seasonal, so they change flavors. I believe right now they're a pumpkin or cinnamon flavor, something like that. But these were very good. It hit the spot. I'd say 3.5 stars for me.
All right. I went and had one of my favorite breakfast items in a Disney park. I went to Ronto Roasters back in Galaxy's Edge and had the Ronto morning wrap, or the Ronto breakfast wrap, I think is what they call it in Florida. This is $13.99. This is a round of pita bread, and inside of it, you have scrambled eggs, a grilled pork sausage with shredded cheddar cheese. There's a peppercorn sauce that comes with it. You can opt out of that, which is what I do. And it is, again, you just wrap it in that pita. This is an amazing meal. Love this for breakfast. Whenever we're going to be either in Hollywood Studios or in Disneyland, I make a point to say, hey, I need to get a breakfast Ronto wrap. This is 5 stars.
Nice. Our next meal to review is at Lamplight Lounge, which is casual dining at Disney's California Adventure Park in the Pixar Pier area. And we had lunch here. Nathan, you started off with an old fashioned, and I don't know if this one was on the menu or not.
I don't think it was either.
No.
It was good. It was a little sweeter than I wanted. I'm going to give this one a 3.5.
Okay.
Alicia, you had a Scream canister for $19. What's that?
Bacardi Superior Rum, cream of coconut, and pineapple and orange juices with a mist of Angostura bitters. Angostura bitters. I don't know how to say that. This was very good. I'm going to give this a 4.5 stars. I think anytime I have rum with cream of coconut, I rate it pretty highly. I must really like those flavor mixes together.
We're sensing a pattern. I had the cheddar cheeseburger for $25. This comes with a grilled custom burger blend with a cheddar, tomato, lettuce, red onion, and an avocado ranch spread on a toasted Amish bun. Now, dear listener, I added bacon and held the salad. So bread, meat, cheese, meat, bun, done. That is my ideal burger. I know, don't come at me. It is what I am. I am 12 years old. This was a really good burger, though. The bacon was perfect. The bun was fantastic. The patty was great. It comes with fries. These fries were to die for. Like, no notes. Love this. I'm going to give this one 4.5. It's verging on a 5. I'm going to go 4.5, though. Got to be stingy, just like my wife.
I got the potato skins for $17. These are crispy Yukon Gold potatoes with brown butter caper yogurt, smoked paprika aioli, and manchego cheese. I did not like this.
No.
This is getting either a 1.5 or 2 stars for me. Probably 1.5.
Yeah, considering you had like half of one of these patties.
Yep.
And they weren't potato skins.
I do not see these as potato skins at all. They should not have called them potato skins.
It's almost like a hash brownie kind of thing.
Yeah.
I will give credit where credit is due. You didn't like it. The waitress came over well after we were kind of wrapping up and done, and she said, "Oh, was something wrong?" And Alicia was very honest, and she's like, "No, this was just not the taste I was expecting, not something that I really enjoyed. And the waitress took it off the ticket.
We were not expecting that.
Was not expecting it. And let her know. Like, I was very thankful. You know, we don't like to be those kind of complainers. It's funny. She goes, hey, it's the least I can do. You know, no skin off of her back. Yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting. We had a quick conversation between ourselves. Like, I hope Disney tracks that feedback. Like, you know, there is a signal. I had to comp this meal. And I hope that they take that feedback back and try to learn from that stuff, because I agree with you. The description that is on the menu does not match what comes out on the plate.
Nope.
These aren't potato skins. They're just not.
It's a potato patty, which is nicely crispy for sure and has nice soft insides, but does not taste like potato skins at all. These were extremely salty to me, and I think that was one of the things that really pushed me off of this. And it wasn't, I don't know, it was an odd salty taste too. I just did not like it.
Yeah. That evening, we had tickets to the dessert party for World of Color 1. And I will say, not super impressed with the offerings on the plate here. Largely pretty meh. I would give the offerings on the plate for food a 2 for me. The reason we go is, well, you get a fantastic place to sit down and take a load off, and the show is right there in front of you and nobody's standing right in front of you. Love that aspect of it, but the desserts are kind of meh. I will say the servers are amazing, and they were very free-flowing with the drinks.
You get alcohol with this if you want.
Yes. Yeah. It was pretty great from that perspective. But again, if you're going to do this dessert party, you're not going for the desserts. You're going for the show and a place to sit.
Yeah. I ate the cheese and the grapes. Like, if it was just a charcuterie board, it would have been perfect. Let's see. There was a sugar cookie. There's a Rice Krispie treat, a bundt cake with like strawberry filling in there. Yeah. Mainly the cheese and the grapes. That's what I enjoyed. I
disagree. It was American cheese. Like, you get 3 half slices of American cheese. It wasn't even cheddar. Like,
well, it was fine with the crackers that they gave me. I was happy
fair
with
enough.
that.
Fair enough.
Our last restaurant that we are reviewing is the Carnation Cafe, which is casual dining at Disneyland Park on Main Street, USA. This was our last breakfast in the park.
It was. Well, for now. We'll be back.
For now.
For sure.
For this trip.
And frankly, I'd be back here. I really enjoyed this meal. I will shock no one when I say that I started the day off with an old fashioned because, you know, I could. They had mimosas. We got handed, our menus, and there was a drink menu as well, and it has mimosas at the top. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, but what about, like, there's wines by the glass and signature cocktails and beers and all sorts of stuff on here. And I kind of said, is the bartender working? And the server goes, oh yeah, we're all bartenders. We mix our own drinks. I'm like, oh, well, okay, cool. Can I get an old fashioned, at 10:15 in the morning? Hey, you only live once. It was okay. It's not like any old fashioned I've ever had. It almost tasted like a pre-mixed old fashioned. This was $18.75. The base was a Buffalo Trace bourbon, had Angostura bitters, orange infused brown sugar syrup with Luxardo cherry and candied orange peel. It was good. I probably wouldn't order this again, but hey, I'm not going to complain too much. I'm going to give it a 3.
I had caffeine for breakfast. Nathan, you had a Mickey-shaped waffle for $17. This is served with applewood smoked bacon or smoked sausage.
Indeed. I had the bacon. It was fantastic. I had a side of scrambled eggs. They were, scrambled eggs in a theme park. It's okay. I've had worse. I'm looking at you, Disney Cruise Line. The Mickey-shaped waffle is quite big. It's probably 3 times bigger than a Mickey waffle that you're used to seeing, the little mini ones. Not the mini ones are small ones too. But it was really good. This was the perfect sized breakfast for me. Loved it. I'm going to give this one a 4.
And I had the breakfast skillet for $19. This is 3 cheese scrambled eggs, breakfast potatoes, chopped applewood smoked bacon, sliced smoked sausage, and shredded cheese with a fresh tomato garnish. I had them hold the tomato garnish, and it's all in one big skillet. I really like this. The smoked sausage is a little spicy, not quite the taste I wanted, so I kind of pushed those off. I had a couple, and then I just pushed them off to the side. I really like this. I'm going to give this 4 stars.
Excellent. Well, the last park food we had was a couple more churros, or should I say lightsabers, because we have churro holders that are perfectly sized that we got on Etsy to hold churros. So, yeah, as you do, we had a churro lightsaber battle in front of the Millennium Falcon, and one of the PhotoPass photographers was kind enough to snap a few photos.
Yep.
It was pretty awesome. And that concluded our food for this trip. All in all, I absolutely love Disneyland food. I know we started off talking about it. I'm going to end talking about it. Disneyland, y'all need to teach Disney World how to do some food because you just do it better.
Yep. Oh my goodness. This is a long episode. We talked a long time about food, y'all, but it's good.
Hopefully you paused and had a snack midway.
Yes. We are not affiliated with Disney or their subsidiaries. These are personal opinions and suggestions based on our own experiences. We recommend working with a travel agent or contacting Disney directly to plan your perfect vacation.
If you have questions or suggestions or would like to be interviewed on our show to share your Disney experience, please send an email to podcast@ourmousecapades.com.
You can follow us on socials. We are at Our Mousecapades. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, YouTube, and even Twitter.
Please give us a rating and review in your podcast app. That really helps people find us. And just remember, those 5-star reviews will absolutely be read on the air.
And of course, don't hesitate to share us with your friends and fellow Disney lovers of all ages.
Thanks for listening. We'll be in your ears next week.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.